And welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm up number 19 should come up on your screen. Get started, please. How's everybody doing? Good? All right, copy and go. All right, here we go for the sake of time. So for the measure central tendency, we need an ascending order. So we got 2, 4, my bad. 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 12. Is that correct? Yeah? All right, so our mean, we add them all up together. So we got 2 plus 4, that's 6, 11, 18, 27, 37, 49, divided by 7 is 7. And we got 7? All right, median. Go down the middle. And what is that? 7 as well. And we got 7. All right, that is our Q2. And our mode, tell your neighbor what the mode was. No, that's right, no mode. So let's go to Q1. What is our Q1? Q1 is 4. Q3 is 10. And now we have all our information for our box plot. We got 2, 4, 7, 10, and 12. 2, 4, 7, 10, and 12. Your box plot. Bam. And we got something like that. All right. Standard deviation, or sigma. Show your neighbor what you got. What you get for standard deviation for number 2 of the same data. All right. Go with Claire. What you get? 3.2 what? 8. Hands, have you got something like that? Pretty close. I'm not going to go over the bell curve. By now you should know how to do that. Now let's go to number 3. Look up to the screen. I wanted to cover this one because I've seen some of your warm-ups, and I see some of you are just drawing lines like crazy. There is a pattern. We read the points from left to right. What would be my first point if I go from left to right? This one. Is that correct? If I asked you to connect all the points from left to right, you would do this, 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 and this. Is that correct? What direction are they headed? To the right and down. That is correct. So that means our best fit line has to start from the top going down from left to right. So it should look something like this. Check yours. Some of you did something like that, and I'm like, what? Or like you guys say, bruh. So, y equals mx plus b. Y equals blank x blank. My y-intercept looks like it's positive 6. I need the slope. I'm going from this point to that point. So I'm at 5. I go all the way down to 1. So how many steps down? So that's negative 4. So I write negative 4 over. Make a right turn. So now I'm going from here to there. So where am I at? At 1 going to 4. So that's 3. And there you go. Negative 4 over 3. Y equals negative 4 over 3x plus 6. All right. Thank you for working on your warm-up. From time to time, I'm going to be checking your warm-ups, a surprise check. Today was worth 200 points. And yes, I know you're not finished. I just want to make sure that you're keeping up with your work once you get here, as soon as you get here. But the next one, I'm going to count it as a pop party. How about them apples? Copy the agenda, please. Warm-up number 19 done. Statistics and probability. Tonight's home play, practice numbers 1 through 17 only. Only? It sounds very little, right? So 1 through 17 only, that's for tonight, but you should be able to finish here in class. All right? And today I'm not even going to give you a code for the home plate because today we're actually going to get our textbooks. What? Ooh. Or else, where else can you go to find the home plate? Tell your neighbor. To the YouTube channel. 23, Mr. Q. Bah. All right, thank you for copying that. Last time on Monday, I left you guys E6 to do by yourself. Tonight, it's only D17 only. But, of course, you're going to divvy that up once we get started. All right, get a Cornell note ready. Here we go. I can differentiate descriptive and inferential statistics. I can differentiate descriptive and inferential statistics. So, we're still on the same concept. Tell your neighbor the same concept we're still on. Yeah, statistics. And we are still looking at inferential versus descriptive. Okay. All right. So, I'll give you guys 20 seconds. I should have said 23 seconds. Bam. Be nice. Okay, we good? All right, here we go. Thank you. Let's go. All right, where are we at? All right, let's go. Statistics. We already have the notes on the FAIR model, is that correct? Tell your neighbor what statistics are without looking at your notes. What would be a word that you remember? A word that you remember? Yeah, some of you are like numbers. Yeah, but specifically, it's a science. A science. And what do? Data collection and conclusions. Pretty much, if you wanted to remember, you already have these notes. You don't need to write them down. From there, we talked about that we were going to be collecting data. Is that correct? What kind of data? Categorical versus quantitative. So, remind your neighbor what categorical is and quantitative. What is categorical? What's quantitative? All right, type it on your screen since you already told your neighbor. Type in what categorical is and what quantitative is. What is categorical? What is quantitative? All right. Let's see how we did. Here it goes. What are categoricals? Cannot be expressed with numbers. Quantitative can be expressed with numbers. Now, we have been mentioning about variables because we're about to go into variables tomorrow. And the definition is variable is a characteristic or attribute that can be assumed to a different value. And we're going to be talking about random variables once again, and they are the values determined by chance. You don't need to copy that. I'm just going over it one more time. We'll get to that tomorrow. However, from there, we went to the lady at Costco and got our little what? Sample. And we talked about population versus sample. Population versus sample. Is that correct? All right. And then we did an example together on high school students. Focus. Here are the two scenarios. Students at Imperial High School were asked for their favorite food. And scenario number 2, students that eat lunch from Imperial High School. Tell your neighbor which one is population and which one is sample. Which one is population, which one is sample. All right, good conversation. Let's go with Vivi. Which one is population, which one's sample? First one's population. Hands if you agree with that. That is correct because it's all students. And number 2 is sample because it's only people that eat lunch from here. All right, with that said, look at this next one. Total voting residents in the city of Imperial. Total residents in the city of Imperial. For this one, Do not tell your neighbor, and I want you to write me the letter where it belongs. Where does A belong? Where does B belong? Do that on the screen. Hurry up, hurry up. Where does that go? A and B. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, the majority are saying B is population and A is the sample. We got a yes. Yes, Mr. Q. Thank you. Let's go to the next one. We did that example. I'm not going to go over it again about the those that drink power or energy drinks from the police department and the total population. And then we talked about the different statistics, descriptive versus inferential. Without looking at your notes, I want you to think about one word that you would write for descriptive and one word for inferential. Tell your neighbor, what would be one word for descriptive? What would be one word for inferential that you can remember? Don't look at your notes. All right, write it on your screen, please. One word for each side. Write it on the screen. One word for each side. You're like, man, Mr. Q, we're flying on this. Oh, yeah, we got this. All right. Oh, I like this one. Check this one out. Let's go. Yeah, facts versus estimations or probability. Is that correct? And let's see how the rest of you did. Yeah, facts, prediction, probability, description, what? Facts. Yeah, so facts and estimation. All right, let's keep going. So you have the notes on that. We did this example, this one, and that one. Before I move on, look up to the screen. A survey of 2,234 people conducted by the Harris poll found that 55% of the respondents said that excessive complaining by adults was the most annoying social media. Tell your neighbor what kind of stats is that. Is that descriptive or inferential? Remind your neighbor, what is that? Descriptive or inferential? All right. VV, pass on one. Claire, is that descriptive or inferential? Descriptive, that is correct because they're just giving facts. All right, let's go to the next one. Look at this one. About 15% of men in the United States are left-handed and 9% of women are left-handed. Don't tell your neighbor and write it on your screen, please. Don't tell your neighbor, write it on the screen. See what you get. Is that descriptive or inferential? Write it on the screen. I'm looking at a split on this one. I see some of you writing inferential, some of you write descriptive. Now, here you're just giving numbers back. And the correct answer for this one would be, would be descriptive. And you're like, Mr. Q, but it says about 15. Yeah, they don't want to be like exact with a 15 point whatever percent, but this should be just describing percentages that you're giving back. Look at this next one. It is estimated that 1 in 7 U.S. families struggle with bills. Write it on the screen. Is that descriptive or inferential? Descriptive or inferential? Once you write it, tell your neighbor what you wrote and why. Tell them the key word that you found. What was the key word? All right? Go with Vanessa. Vanessa, what was it? Inferential. And what was the key word, Bella? Estimated. That is correct. The key word estimate is for inferential. And let's see how everybody else did. Let's see. All right, all right. Look at this one, how beautiful that looks. Let's go. All right, and That's enough practice of everything we've seen. Today's home play is this. And those of you that are following on YouTube, you should be able to complete this within 15 minutes. And I'm going to stop the lesson right here. See you guys next time. Peace.